This is the story of how
Haley.
Nikki Haley did not come in first. she did not win in Iowa. She did not win. So there's far more to it than this,
but she
of
did
course.
cheat.
Do you think she... Okay, so are you talking about something that we have? Because this is something I want to talk about. Let me see if I can find it quickly.
Yeah, here's Nikki Haley cheated on her husband.
Oh, different kind of cheating. Okay. Where did I have this? It's not this. I had somewhere.
There's a bunch of sworn affidavits that she's a hoe. She's just a hoe.
Right. So, okay. What you're talking about, I'm sure, may be correct, and we'll have a look at that in a second. This is what I thought you meant by cheating. Trump goes 98 out of 99 counties in Iowa, as he lost only Johnson County, home to the University of Iowa. Nikki Haley won Johnson County by a single vote over Trump, denying him a caucus sweep. Now, forgive me, chat. Forgive me for my conspiratorial nature, but that to me seems a little bit fucking sus.
He lost by a single vote, did he? A single? I've never heard that before. Dear. I always think it's really funny when there's a very contested election, and it's like, oh yeah, he lost by like 5 votes. That's them going, we cheated, and also fuck you. We're gonna let you know we cheated.
Pretty much. Usually when you get close votes like this, as the recount at least, it was Haley's vote. Well, she'd have a right to. That wouldn't be cheating. What I am fearful of is that perhaps the University of Iowa had some preference and tried to make sure. I don't know if the University of Iowa are the ones that count, or whichever organization counts were reminded to make the count favor Nikki Haley. And the best they could do is to make it 1 vote. Then again, that's so brazen that maybe they just wouldn't. I don't know. But
I don't know. There's been cases of it in the past. There was an election in Britain, a very contested one, where Neville Chamberlain actually was very nearly unseated as an MP, and he only won by 77 votes in an election that many see as rather suspicious. Although a lot of people don't talk about that because his opponent was Oswald Mosley. So,
I see. Nikki Haley, from what I heard in her speech after she came fucking third, acted like she had won, and I think the reason for this. I think the reason for this is because she is not staying in the race because she expects to become president. She's staying, well, she does, but I think Vivek might be onto something, or at least I think our opponents want what Vivek is onto, which is that they want to make it Trump versus Haley and then delete Trump somehow. And then it'll just be Haley presumptively. So
if kind of funny. That's really stupid. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have a word with the script writers. Look, guys, just let Trump be president. It's like I'm gonna put my Tony Blair hat on. I'm gonna pretend I'm evil. I'm gonna be like, look, no, if you let Trump in, he can performatively, quote unquote, save American democracy. He can change nothing. You guys can sit there for 4 years with your feet up and go, well, you can't be president again. Because I don't think he's not, there's not really much he can do as president. We saw that in his last term.
I respectfully disagree. But there's a hell of a lot that a president can do by just doing nothing. Even doing nothing is much better than what, for example, Biden and the people behind him are doing. So I still prefer that.
Oh, yes. I would agree. Maybe they can't. Maybe they just can't. Maybe they can't survive a 4-year delay, and that's why they're trying to do what they're doing. But they'd be much cleverer and much smarter just to let him become president and then gum him up with bureaucracy.
Well, that's what they tried last time, and I think he still got a surprisingly good amount done. So I'm hopeful for that at least. And I think the numbers obviously bear out that if the vote goes as it ought, if the vote goes as intended, he will be the president. Or at very the least, he'll be the easy Republican nominee. It's basically for sure now. He won in Iowa by more than double the previous world record Republican margin of victory. More than double, almost 3 times. So he is in a
properly contested election.
Yes,
as well.
Exactly.
Previously, he was the incumbent, and you don't actually challenge the incumbent. Nobody does that because people were like, well, last time the Iowa caucus, he got 90%. It's like, yes, he was the incumbent candidate.
Right. I should include that qualifier. Yes, that's true.
And there's a lot of desperation out there. I think maybe she's trying to stay. If she's like the default candidate, that's it. If it's a Biden-Haley election, and then, Biden wins because nobody turns out for Haley, then that is actually just
I think that's what they want. I think that's what they want. And I think they're gearing up to just delete Trump. Vivek had a point in that voting, like, I don't think they would just turn that off for Vivek and just let him get in. I think they would find some way to do it with him, but they would need a bit of time to sort of ramp up the appearance of legitimacy to try and get rid of Vivek, unless they intend on just killing Trump, which they could just as easily do with Vivek. But that is pretty risky. Either way, Nikki Haley, repulsive individual, and unfortunately, I think we're going to be seeing more of her. Hopefully not
Awful.
much more.
Just awful.
Yeah.